Let's see. Okay, so you have the Fool card, which came up with the Uranus, okay? So this is telling me that you're ready to make a leap of faith and you're willing to do whatever it takes, whether it's starting over, whether it's investing something a little more risky. You're just ready to do something that is going to amount to a lot of money. And it could be starting over, starting something new, but you're willing to do that. You're willing to take that leap of faith. I can see it already because you want something more for yourself, okay? So, the next card is going to be what opens you up to listening to other people. So when we start a business, it's very important to listen to what other people have to say. And a lot of times we think that we know everything and we don't always. So it's good to open up and listen to people. But what gets you opened up, okay? In some of the past readings, it was stuff like people who've gone through a struggle or people who've been successful already. So let's just see what it is for you. Okay, so you got the Neptune card and you got the Hangman. So what this means is that you like to listen to people who have really thought things through. Okay, you say to yourself, that person's really thought things through. It sounds like they've really looked at all the variables of how this is going to work, especially if this is an investment that you're trying to make to, put a new business, investment in a business, investment in a stock or something. You want to listen to people who've really thought it through, who know what they're talking about. So experts, that's who you're listening to, and that's what opens you up, is listening to experts. That's great. I have no qualms with that. So next, let's see. How do you present yourself in the best possible way? How do you present yourself? Let's see. Okay, so you got Hercules with the Six of Cups. Okay, so how you present yourself in the best possible way is by letting other people know that you can handle any challenge, but you're also not trying to prove anything. So don't ever come across as like, I have something to prove. So your best possible way of presenting yourself is just to say, I'm ready for every challenge that comes along, and I'm doing this for me. I'm doing it because I need this as a personal growth. I want this for myself, but don't ever, come across like you're doing this, to gain some sort of recognition. Just always do it. Always, the best possible way is to present it like it's for you. You're doing this thing because it makes you have pride in yourself. Okay, so that's a really good card to have. That's interesting. And the next is how do I maintain clarity? So how do you maintain clarity? Let's see. That's going to be this card here. Yeah, we got them all. And let's see. Okay, so you got Mutable Air, which is a card of clarity, basically, and it's the Prince of Swords. Okay, and then you've got this twin energy here, this Gemini energy, and you've got Mercury energy. So in this card, you can see him pushing forward. So maintaining clarity in this case is that you're always trying to communicate as directly as possible, and you like to communicate things that move things forward very quickly. And that's how you maintain your clarity, is by talking it through and taking action. So that's a very good card to have too. Just talking it out and taking action, because clarity does come with action. Is figuring it out and then doing something about it could definitely bring along. And then also you have this this twin energy here too. So there may be someone that helps you along, someone that you can bounce your ideas off of too. Okay. So now next is how do I adequately express enthusiasm? I don't think Leos have any trouble doing that, expressing enthusiasm, but it's going to be a fun card to have. So let's find out what it is. How do you adequately express enthusiasm? And that is this card here. Okay, so you have the Coma card, which is the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so this card is saying that you're willing to sacrifice. And that's an interesting card to have for how you express enthusiasm. Um, it means that you're willing to do what it takes, and that's a lot. So you're going to express that, and I think that also has a lot to do, with this Hercules card, about telling someone that you're ready for a challenge and that you have pride in the challenges that you do. And this one is like you're ready for the sacrifice. And when you tell someone that I can do this, I'm ready for this sacrifice, then that makes them trust you. It makes them believe you. It makes them gravitate towards your enthusiasm. Like, okay, if this person's really willing to put in the effort, put in the time to make the sacrifice, then they are going to achieve their goals, and I'm going to support them with those goals. So that's a good card to have as well. Now, what helps you negotiate? What helps you negotiate with others? Because we know that business has a lot to do with negotiation, and your ability to negotiate is very important. So let's try this card. Oh, you got another Gemini card. Interesting. So this just means that in terms of negotiation, that you're always going to let the other person know that whatever you're doing is going to be mutually beneficial. That's how you negotiate, is telling them, we're going to share in this endeavor. You're going to do something for me. I'm going to do something for you. It's going to be fair. We're both going to see eye to eye on this. And that's a really great way, to communicate with people, because they see things as mano a mano, like it's going to happen, and they trust you because of that. And you're expressing it very well because you have this Gemini card here. So you can definitely negotiate very well, Leo. Okay, and then am I following up with people in the best way? So are you? Let's see if you're following up with people in the best way. So that's going to be this card here. And you got the Alrisha, which is the Seven of Cups. Okay, so this card actually tells me that your follow-up isn't actually really that great, because you can be confusing when you follow up with people, and also that could break ties with deals that you have going. So it's important for you to be very clear. And this is another reason why you might have gotten this card here, which is the mutable air sign. It's about communicating, being clear, about taking action, and that's great in the beginning, but you have to be able to keep that up with the follow-up. So yeah, this card is telling me that you might need to work on that a bit. And then with this confusion, you might be also making people a little bit emotional when you follow up. Like they could be confused themselves, which causes them to turn away from a deal or something of that nature. So be very careful with this one, with that Seven of Cups, that Alrisha card. You want to be very clear when you're following up with people. Okay? All right. And make sure you're around, and because just making sure that you're always available when you're trying to negotiate. Okay? That'll help also clear up things. Now, the next one is, what stands in your way of making money? So let's find out. Okay, so you got the Pisces card, and that is the Four of Swords, and you can see that there. Again, there's when we look at the Pisces card, we think sometimes that things could be very convoluted, and I think what this card means in this particular spread is that just because you know something and it's like information that's not really divulged because it's in your mind, but you have to be able to communicate with another person. So just because you have confidence that things are going to work and you think, oh, I got this covered. The other person may not know. They need more clarity. They need more follow up. They need more assurance, reassurance. And just because you have this ability to, to see that everything through and you can see the outcome and you have your vision in your mind and this intuition that things are going to work, the other person may not have that same confidence or that same security. So it's very important for you to express that to another person. And I think I can feel that sometimes with Leos is like they're so self-assured and they're so sure of a situation, but they don't, the other person who's looking at that can't read your mind, so they don't know what's happening. So you just have to make sure that you let them know. So I've said that like 10 times. I'm sorry, but that's the feeling that I was getting and I had to get it across. Now, this next card is probably going to sum up what I just said, I would imagine, which is how can you communicate in the best possible way to make your business grow? And let's see. Okay, so you got the 10 of Wands and the Fire card. That's perfect. It makes perfect sense. So you're a fire sign and you have to let other people to communicate. You have to communicate that fire to other people. You have to and see, you're also going to have, you got the 10 of Wands. So that's telling me you definitely, all that passion, all that security, all that ability you have, you just need to express it and you need to let the other people know that you got this, okay? And tell them why. Not like, okay, all right, yeah, this is going to work. Like a person would be like, how? Like, especially if you're dealing with like another sign where they need them to be shown, how is this going to work? How are you going to fix this? How are you going to, I want to trust you. Help me trust you is basically what this is. And if you can just express that, then the other people are going to follow suit and then follow you and be a follower. And then you're going to make more money, even if it's Instagram or even if it's a new business endeavor, something, as long as you're just letting your followers know how you're going to go about making a success, they will follow you. Okay. All right. So yeah, that was a really cool spread, and it sounds a lot like Leo. So I like it, and I hope you like it too. So if you do, please give me a like down below.